Hello everybody, it is your boy Skipx here. Yes, I am coming out with all of the Kingdom Hearts 3 content after taking a very long break from doing videos consistently. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into this. So after the most recent trailer for the TGS Big Hero 6 thing, what we are going to be talking about now are the 13 Darknesses and who is actually a part of the 13 Darknesses. So let's get this out of the way. My personal list of who I think are a part of the 13 Darknesses goes like this. Of course, Master Xehanort, Xemnas, and some Seeker of Darkness, Young Xehanort, Marluxia, Loxine, Syax, Xigbar, Data Riku, Vexen, Demyx, Luxlord, and Vanitas. With that being said, a couple of these people on this list are very likely to possibly be changed. Number one, first and foremost, is Young Xehanort. Obviously, we know time travel is a thing in Kingdom Hearts, and there are rules that are applied with it, whereas when you force things to happen into the future, they are destined to happen. So it is more than likely that Young Xehanort will not die in this game, but there is a possibility that Xehanort doesn't want to take the chance of his younger self and possibly dying, and then all of his work will become for nothing because he will literally fade from existence if that was to happen. If Kingdom Hearts time travel has any semblance of sense, it will work like that. So I possibly could see Young Xehanort being sent back to the past before the actual final battle to start carrying out the plans and carrying out the destiny of what is happening now in Kingdom Hearts 3 for Master Xehanort, obviously because his memories are going to get erased, and they get erased every time he goes back to the past. With that being said, we also have the case of Vanitas. Vanitas in these last couple of trailers, ever since the Master Xehanort trailer, since when we saw him first, we have not seen his actual face. We have seen him talk, we have seen him do things, but we have not actually seen Vanitas outside of his mask. So with that being said, it's very possible that Vanitas might not be Norded for all we know. We have not seen his hair, we have not seen his eyes, we have not seen his skin, so there's no way to tell if Vanitas is actually a Nord. The only semblance of things that we could say that could make him a Nord is that he has yellow eyes, and he could have been a Nord all the way back in Birth by Sleep, but we don't exactly know how that would work. If that was the case, he would have had white hair and tan skin a long time ago. Back then he only had the yellow eyes, so that could be just that yellow eyes is his natural eye color. Moving on from there, Vanitas seems to be doing a lot of things within these couple of trailers. He's obviously in the Master Xehanort's world, figuring out the laughter of children and all of that stuff, because Master Xehanort and them need the laughter of children or something in the Master Xehanort's world for some reason or another. He's looking like he's about to find Ventus, which he does eventually find, and actually makes a very interesting statement and says, "What should I do with you, brother?" And I take that statement as very interesting, not as like, let me get you to Master Xehanort, let's go ahead and get this rolling. He literally questions as to what he wants to do with Ventus, which leads me to believe that maybe Vanitas isn't exactly 100% a lackey to Master Xehanort. Maybe he has his own plans. Maybe he wants something completely different from what Master Xehanort wants. For all we know, Vanitas' main goal could just be that he wants to return to nothing and just return to Ventus and be nothing once again. For all we know, that could be a possible plotline throughout Kingdom Hearts 3. As we see in other cutscenes, it looks like he has found Aqua and is unlocking her heart so he could get to Ventus, and there are some interesting things that we see between Aqua and Vanitas. For example, when we see Aqua, if you look at her color scheme, it is very eerily similar to Vanitas' color scheme. It really is. It is terrifyingly similar. So there are some theories going around that possibly Vanitas could have possessed her in some type of way, and maybe that she's not Norded but being possessed by Vanitas for his own reasons. So that could be a possibility. And if Master Xehanort finds out that Vanitas has betrayed him, he could be dealt with, and then one of the many replacements could come in to the Seekers of Darkness. And let's get into that, because another thing, as of this trailer, we have more than 13 people who could be possible Seekers of Darkness. Number one, Ventus. The only scene that we have seen of Ventus is him literally sleeping in the Land of Departure, which looks like Castle Oblivion has been changed back to the Land of Departure, and we've only seen him sleeping, and we see Vanitas find him first apparently. Obviously, we do see a small scene of Sora in Ventus's dive to the heart, but that could take place literally within their hearts and not in a physical sense of him being near Ventus. So that is something to keep in mind. So Ventus very well could take the place of Vanitas if Vanitas is not a suitable Seeker of Darkness, or if Young Xehanort is taken out of the equation for whatever reason. Another possible Seeker of Darkness, which a lot of people believe she is a Seeker of Darkness, is Aqua. But due to some things that we have been seeing in this trailer, mainly because we have seen the scene of Sora grabbing Aqua's hand out of the darkness, she possibly could be getting saved in this game. There's also the fact that on the cover art of Kingdom Hearts 3, Mickey has that keyblade that Aqua takes from him, so it could be possible that she gives it to him, or maybe they possibly defeat Aqua and save her and then take the keyblade back. So there are a lot of things leading to maybe Aqua not being a Seeker of Darkness by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 and possibly being saved. Moving next on into Terranort. And Terranort is a very confusing situation for me personally, because I don't know if Terranort exactly counts as a separate entity. Obviously, we know Xehanort and Xemnas are basically both using Terra's body, and they are existing in the same place at the same time, but I don't know if Terranort counts as a separate entity from Xemnas and Xehanort. So he's in a very weird gray area in my personal opinion, but he very well could be a version of Xehanort that he could pull out of the past to become a Seeker of Darkness. The big drawback with bringing Terranort in as a backup for the Seekers of Darkness is that Terranort is probably the most unstable version of Xehanort and Terra sharing a body, with Terra on multiple occasions while Xehanort is in this form taking control and stopping Xehanort from doing things and constantly fighting him within his heart. So with that being said, I don't know if Terranort will be Xehanort's #1 guy to be a replacement. He will probably be way down the list if all of his other replacements were not available, just because of how unstable that version of himself is. Next, moving on into Replica Riku. As we figured out in this most recent trailer, we believe that Data Riku is one of the 13 Darknesses and has been noted. With him being in the Big Hero 6 world and us seeing the bugged blocks, we can assume that it's Data Riku and not Replica Riku. And from what we have seen in other trailers, Replica Riku and Riku do meet up at some point in Kingdom Hearts 3. For what reason, we do not know, but he is running around and he is still alive for whatever reason. So let's say, for example, Data Riku doesn't exactly live up or stand up to par as Master Xehanort wanted him to be. As we know that Master Xehanort really did want Riku to be one of his Seekers of Darkness, but he developed a really high resistance to the darkness, which made him unavailable to become a Seeker of Darkness. But then you have Replica Riku who steps in, which is basically Riku before he developed his resistance to darkness and fully accepts it and lets it take control of him. So it could be a possibility that Replica Riku is running around and eventually gets caught up and becomes one of the Seekers of Darkness by getting caught off guard, because we know Xehanort beforehand really wanted Riku to be one of his Seekers of Darkness, but because of things that have happened and how strong Riku has gotten against the darkness, he is not really available to be a Seeker of Darkness for Xehanort. Moving on from there, next, two of the highest candidates that Xehanort wanted was Roxas and Sora. So let's talk about Roxas first. In Dream Drop Distance, young Xehanort mentions that Roxas was a very worthy candidate to be a Seeker of Darkness. And as of the scenes that we have seen of Ansem Seeker of Darkness and Xemnas talking to Sora about letting Sora and welcoming Sora to bring Roxas back, leads me to believe that possibly Xehanort is really gunning for Roxas being one of his Seekers of Darkness within this game. And as we see in the TGS trailer, Roxas does eventually come back. In what context, we don't exactly know, but he is there. So eventually we're going to see Roxas in this game, whether it's a flashback, whether it's in the Data Twilight Town, or in some other fashion, we will see him. And with all of these people talking about Roxas, with Tetsuya Nomura saying that Roxas plays a very important role in this game, I think something is going to happen to him. Whether it's that he takes the place of Sora for a while, in the case of maybe Sora becoming a Seeker of Darkness, because we know Sora has a low resistance to darkness, which I will explain in a quick second. Roxas vice versa could also become a Seeker of Darkness, just because Xehanort has previously mentioned that he has had interest in making Roxas a darkness for a very long time. Moving on into the last character, which is also a very high possibility of becoming a Seeker of Darkness, which is Sora, our baby boy, our main character, the guy that you all love. He has a very low resistance to darkness, and let me explain how he got this low resistance. At near the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where he opens up his heart so he can free Kairi's heart. At Kingdom Hearts 1, after he defeats Riku and he opens up his heart so he can free Kairi's, what he does is basically become a heartless. After regaining his senses and gaining some form of a body back, he actually has a corporeal body, meaning that his heart basically kind of takes physical form, because at that point Roxas has Sora's actual body at that point, if you know, the events of 358 over 2 days. With that being said, and Sora basically being a heart all throughout the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, all throughout Chain of Memories, and to the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, his heart was exposed to a lot of darkness, which gave him a really high weakness against it, which led to him having anti-form, which is a canon thing. Like, that's where anti-form comes from, his really bad resistance to the darkness, and all of that time he spent as a corporeal being. With that being said, he's also been marked by Xehanort, and we know he has come very close to becoming a Xehanort once before, and I don't think Xehanort would give up on that so very easily. And as we see in the most recent trailer, because the most recent trailer gives us a lot of information, that we see Xehanort and Sora having some type of confrontation at the Keyblade graveyard. What this entails, I don't know. Maybe a boss fight before the end of the game? We don't exactly know, but we do see them having a direct interaction with each other, which could lead to him getting Norded and possibly Roxas taking his place for a short period of time within Kingdom Hearts 3. With all of that being laid out on the table, I just wanted to really lay this out for you guys, that there are more than enough characters to fill the places within the Seekers of Darkness. I've already laid out my 13 that I personally feel will be a part of the Seekers of Darkness, but I've also named out 6 characters that I personally believe could take their places if any of them were to be discarded, leave, or either die before the final battle. With that being said, let me know your opinions on who you think the final roster of the 13 Darknesses will be. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I should switch some things around? And do you quite frankly think that I'm missing some people who could honestly be one of the Darknesses? Let me know your opinion on this down below. With that being said, it has been your boy Skipx. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like on it. Check out some of my other Kingdom Hearts videos, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.